Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live, and hopefully loud enough for you. And it is that time of the week, guys, where we're getting together for the FC Barcelona member section, where we're going through. I kind of thought for tonight, guys, we just kind of do it kind of open session, kind of anything you want, because I know there's a game week coming up this weekend that maybe some of you are building lineups for. And we've got lots of strategy chat to get stuck into with gallery reviews and all that other stuff as well that we cover. When lineup builders, so I don't mind doing a few lineup builders. We're going to get stuck into that tonight, as well as kind of anything, because I just thought, hey, we'll run this one off because we've been a day behind this week. So I thought we'll just get back on it and we'll get one out and we'll kind of do whatever. If you're here, throw it in the chat. We'll see what's going on. But to get your request put in, of course, you need to get your 23 or 24, 25 season ticket. Hit the join button below the video. I'll explain more details later on, because normally when we just kick the door open and get the stream before we get comfy, we like to sit and shoot the breeze a little bit. Now, I don't actually think, let me just go and check the screen, but I don't actually think I've got anything. Do I have anything exciting this midweek? Actually, I'll tell you what, this is maybe a wee bit nice wee bit of gassing to get us going. I had a few teams for this midweek. Yeah. And not many strikers, which has been a bit of a summer theme for me. But I went with playing Giakoumakis on the fly because L15 was so low. I wasn't too sure he's even going to be in the team, but he scores 2 goals. He brings in an 80. And with the multiplier I've got on him, that brings in an 88.8, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've got the team news for New York kind of sewn down. So I think I'm going to get McFarlane and Hack, who are super low as well. And Chenot, we cross our fingers for it. He's suspected to play, but you never know with some of these MLS teams. And Freeze is a really expensive player, basically, because he scores so well. So Giakoumakis has done his turn up front. I just need Freeze to do a really good score, because ultimately the 3 in the middle, I really don't know what to expect from them. But there may be a fun wee 220 win out of this hodgepodge of a team, which will be perhaps a thing of the past in the near future. But I've still got this completely to run as well. Won't really be kicking off until at the end of the game week, just the way kickoff times go, and the deadlines are back to normal now, which is great as well. And I've still got this to completely run as well. But waking up and seeing Giakoumakis banging in 2 goals. And by the way, the first goal is some header. The second goal is decent as well. But good to see that he's hit the ground running in Mexico. So that's going to be a fun one for me. But the other day on the stream, what were we doing? Were we opening rewards or something? where we're opening rewards, and I felt like just kind of going through a wee bit of rare chat with you now. I've got a video or two that I'm really going to be making on some of the stuff that I maybe touched on a little bit in that video or in that stream, but I do want to hang on to for making like a proper video where it's organised and succinct, as it were. And I thought for tonight, in a similar kind of vein or whatever, we could do the same for the first kind of be 10 minutes or so with my super rares, because like you've maybe seen, I have made some trades in here and I've brought in another goalkeeper. So I'm now up to 4 playing goalkeepers. Now, the interesting thing here is with this edition, bringing in a Killison, I recently picked up his rare. So I'm still kind of, Leopard can't change their spots in some ways, I suppose. So wee bit of that going on. But a second goalkeeper that will be playing for sure. It's probably one of the most certain of my 4 goalkeepers. And in terms of the thought process and how I'm building this team out and the strategy, etc., you can apply this to limiteds, to rares, to absolutely anything that you're starting out with if you're just starting today. This is like my stretch scarcity, which if you've seen the prize pools, it's, got to get as much out of it as we've got going, because it doesn't look like there's much to go around. But if we strike it, the cash prizes are pretty juicy. So got to aim high in this one and just kind of close your eyes and run forward. It's kind of the approach we've got with the super rares. And bringing in a Killison, who was listed on the market for 0.07 Ethereum or so, which I think is circa £200 or whatever, managed to get this deal over the line with absolutely no money at all, just a pure card trade. Ivan Illich has made a transfer to Zenit, being an under-23 midfielder. I started getting lots of bids for him. A bunch of them moved on the secondary market, so a very liquid card. And I also had this Papu Gomez. I ended up having to put the Brandon Austin in it because he rejected the offer without Brandon Austin. But I thought Mitsuta, a decent enough value of a reward that I recently picked up that would maybe just get this over the line. He rejected that. I had to add the Brandon Austin in. It was the next card I added in and he accepted. So a non-playing champion keeper for one that will play, I think is a really good trade for me, and I'm really happy because when I look at, we'll have we run through defensive midfield and whatnot, but like I'm now kind of looking at this strategy, right? And I was saying this on the rare segment, and I think this is very true. But when I find myself now in the construction phase of this, which there's been a process that's been on for about 2 years now at this point, is that I potentially have, when I look at this, 2 champion and 2 La Liga, rather than thinking about maybe having 3 in 1. Maybe thinking of it more as a pair of 2s, and then, rewards that will be won and trades that might happen throughout the season can then help populate team 3 and 3, rather than it being, 3 champion, 1 La Liga, and then trying to get the stuff to then fit in La Liga 2 or second team or however you want to think of it as. So that's a kind of wee thing I'm still kind of wrestling with. I'm still kind of chewing over at the moment, but it gives me options. Mandanda, I think, is probably like a 90% viable goalkeeper for next year. Skorupski's probably on an 80-20. New manager, I don't think he's going to mess around with Ravaglia, but Ravaglia might be so good that maybe he still does come in once in a while, and that kind of hand grenade DNP element is still there, but I hope not. Champions League utility as well with Bologna this year, so that's brilliant for maybe any legacy Celtic cards that I do have getting up and going with a Polish keeper back in the nets. And Sorare is fine, probably transfers, but there is some bad ones out there. So I don't know where I leave him now, maybe 70-30 for coming into the new season in terms of certainty. But Killison, the newest one, is just transferred and they're selling keepers. Number 2 is left, number 1 is on his way to Marseille as well. So it just feels like, I've brought in an even more certain keeper than I've already had. And I've got a kind of sliding scale there of maybe 90, 80, 70%. Like, they will be fine, still at this point. And in defence, I don't think I've done anything recently, but it's nice to, I suppose, have it all kind of on screens back to back. But Angelino's completed his move to Roma. That was, I did a card trade. I swapped the shirts on it 2 months ago, but I got an Angelino maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. And if he's going to stay at Roma and drop in this kind of, like if I can get this every L15, I'll be relatively content. But like we know about Angelino, and if Roma do get better, Angelino's got the ability to really, he could do anything you want in the right team. Italian football's a bit more low scoring versus the German league that he's coming from. So, like, again, I've been optimistic on Angelino for longer than I care to remember, and I'll continue to do so. Don't know what's happening with a few of these guys still, but I think Amari is a similar prospect, but Sociedad. Quatra has just had, it's funny because Fiorentina have just sold a guy to Nottingham Forest. They've got 3 centre-backs they like, so that kind of takes out the random rotation, and they've changed manager, so you think that happens as well. So I think he could be a real boss centre-back. And between these Girona guys, Lopez and Arnau are probably good for champions. So is Bueno. Depending on how we'll shake out, maybe he's quite 50-50. Same with Ayer. And Kuto I don't know where he's going yet, by the way, but it sounds like he might be going to Dortmund. And I've got a funny feeling, by the way, like, I know they're after Cherki as well, right? But I've got a funny feeling that Dortmund's plan might be Cherki on the left and Kuto on the right, in a more attacking sense, because that Ryerson was a bit of a hero for Dortmund at right back. So if Kuto's going there to be a right back, you know, maybe they adapt shape a little bit or something. I don't know, but I don't know how to feel about that. He was linked to Juventus. I'd be way more hyped about that. So I just think he'd be a starting right back and he'd be bombastic, to say the least. But there's some bones here. I've definitely got like really at this point, I suppose it's quite. I suppose David Lopez and Arnau, that's 2. Angelino for 3. Hamari for 4. Quattro for 5. I've got 5 like 90% defenders there, I would say. And then I'm waiting on transfer news for Mukiele, for Galan. See what happens with Bueno, Ayer, Tierney, and Kuto. So there's enough like kind of irons in the fire, numbers wise. I'm sure enough of them will kind of shake out. And I've got enough kind of there anyway that worst case scenario I could probably get by for the first little week or two. But these divisions, like, you need a keeper that's playing. You need defenders that can do their bit at the very least, but they do have that popping potential, obviously. But when you're getting a team that you're trying to build, where you're thinking about getting onto the leaderboard and bringing in rewards and trying to actually get on the podium once in a while, you need guys that you can put the armband on, and so many of them are found in midfield, and you need so many guys that can drop like an L5, an L10 of like this kind of ilk, where you're getting frequent. Maybe he's not got quite the 10 or the 15 or whatever, but you can see what's going on here for this little section in the L5, where you've just got that consistent top level scoring potential. They're guys that play all the time. They're involved in goals and assists, maybe even goal line clearances, last man tackles, depending on what they're all about. Dominant teams, lots of AA potential, and then you're kind of cycling fixtures between your good ones, maybe the ones that back end of the season, a lot of these cards now get tired, so that's something you need to think about for another day perhaps. But beginning of the season, it's a lot easier to forecast. Like, I've got so many guys here that will be starting. Saul, I'm very excited about. I think Saul can be like Aliesh. I think he can be Aliesh for Seville. Seville are not in Europe this year. They'll be going weekend to weekend with their best 11. I think Seville are a really interesting team to have a look into. I'm buzzing about my Saul. Again, similar to the Killison, I did also get a rare Saul because I've got a Atletico Madrid rare collection that he was in, so that just made absolute sense for me. So we've got Saul, we've got Kamada. Really, that whole top row starts. There's 5. I don't really know. I don't want to think about anyone in that row at all. Llorente for 6, Herrera and Roca for 7 and 8. And then we get to 10 with Braze and McGinn. So 10 mids across 4 teams, I think, is just about getting by. But they're all pretty nailed, and there's enough other guys round about there that, again, this whole row I've ignored. Romeo could maybe even go back to Girona. Renier, God knows what's happening with him. Same with Goretzka. But they could all be viable options when they come back in. But it's attack, as I feel, if I'm thinking about going across 4 teams, don't think I've quite got enough here. Castellanos is the number 1 striker at Lazio right now, with Immobile going to Besiktas. So I guess I could go to look at him in a positive light at the moment. And Sigankov, by the way, it didn't really penny drop for me on the Aliesh move, but I was listening to Chani Sports earlier on today. If you haven't caught it, Chani Sorare, you'll find him on YouTube. But he was mentioning, of course, that Sigankov is a set-piece taker at Girona already, and he was losing a lot of them to Aliesh. So if he stays at Girona, Sigankov could be the main man. I don't think Sigankov is going to leave Girona. They're in the Champions League. He had a stinking Euros, and he's really got no. I know Man United were linked to him and maybe 1 or 2 other teams, but I just don't see it. Girona have lost so many key players already. I don't think they sell him, to be honest with you. Oyarzabal, the main man, of course, Real Sociedad. Baranachea and Timo Werner are 2 rotation-y subby guys, so I can't really look at them terribly serious. Cunha is a serious player up front. Unal could be Nemeka's injured. So what are we talking about there, really? If we include Castellanos, there's 4 solid options, so I can just about get by with attacking. And then between, Stuani's quite forecastable when he's going to play. Baranachea, Werner and Unal. Between those 4, having one of them somewhat usable is where I'm at. So that's not ideal, and that's something. So super rare forwards is where I'm at, or forwards in general. I've only got 11 here. As you can see, I've got 18 listed in general, just with mids, and we've seen how many of them are viable up at 10. And in defence, where we're looking at about 5. So we're really looking at 5, 10, 4 in terms of the split in terms of like pretty concrete viability. Because what you're trying to think about when you're building your team for, like, can we look at the prize pool thing easy enough? I'm sure we can. And then we'll get into the member stuff, guys. Sorry, but where is this one here, isn't it? I say it's classic, right? That's me. Oh, I suppose maybe some of you guys are building for in season now because we have early access launching today, which is fun. So we'll open that as well, just in case we want it. But where's the classic click? There it is. Here. But with classic, whatever leaderboard it is you're looking at, let's just say Premier League Limited, right? Get into the tippy top spots, you know, like your team, like so many teams, this is such an underrated or understated, undervalued part of Sorare, is a lot of guys that do finish in the top do come from somewhat unexpected fixtures or on paper, not the AAA pick. You know, so many of the, just to use the Sorare data vernacular, you know, but a B or an A fixture. Some of these games can be the best ones of the game week, and even the ones where teams have got a honking ones, you know, the biggest scores can come from a multitude of places, is my point. And you need as many players as possible, kind of like I've tried to do there very briefly, very quickly with you just now, is regardless of who they're playing, I would put them in a team and go for the ride. You know, like if it's a top of the table clash, then bring it on. I'm here for it. I hope they have a big game. And, you know, like that's kind of the whole point of football, isn't it? It's not just beating the guys at the bottom of the table. So that's the kind of, let's say, profile that I think you've got to be thinking about in your primary team. Now, obviously, like you see maybe with my forwards and maybe to some extent as well, the transfer unknowns that we've got with the defence, you need to have some other cards that are maybe bubbling around in the background. It saves you like going into the market for another forward. Like if one of these guys transfer or did something where it was stated like this guy's now number one, like Unal at Bournemouth or something, then jackpot, we've got another one sitting here already. It's ready to go. And in different scarcities, that'll be different. That'll be easier and difficult to different degrees, of course. But I think like it is like top spots is what you're aiming for. So you need guys that, because even if you go back to the lens of thinking about maximizing your best guys with your best fixtures, you might have 3 of them in the team, but it's like, I need another mid, or I need to, who do I play in defence? None of the defenders have got a great game, you know. And there's always going to be some level of compromise unless you've got just the ability to keep going into the market for like just fixture bosses, which not everyone does. That well does dry eventually, believe me. And yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I think about for myself, and this is a lot of the stuff that we do in the member sections for the FC Barcelona community. If you don't have a season ticket, you can get one by clicking on the join button just below the video. What you get when you become a member is we're in a Telegram group. Telegram's just like Discord, and WhatsApp had a baby, but it's a lot better. Don't need your phone number or anything like that. And yeah, we're in there all the time, just sharing links, talking transfers, Sorare, and everything else in between. As well as that, we do 1-2 streams a week, 2 when everything's firing off, where we do lineup builders and gallery reviews, where we take your gallery on stream, just like I've done there, kind of with my own to some extent, and kind of break it down and think about how viable it is, what players we like, what players we need or don't need, and all that kind of thing. The membership itself is £1 a week, £4 a month, depends on what your currency is. Maybe that's a little bit different. And it's all done through YouTube memberships. You don't give me your bank details or anything like that. Cancel any time and all that gibberish. But as soon as you click the join button or the links, there's links in the description, I'm sure. And if you go into the channel homepage and click on the members tab at YouTube, as soon as you click on any of these things, YouTube want you to become a member. Timo Werner's has got an assist for Tottenham against Hearts. Yeah. So maybe Timo's a little bit more viable now. But when you click on any of these things, YouTube want you to get your season ticket. They want you to become a member, so they kind of walk you through all this and explain it all. There is 2 donation brackets as well, and that's just for people that want to support the channel but don't give a damn about getting a lineup built or a gallery review done or anything like that. And we're grateful for all the support we get here on the channel, so thanks very much to you all. But let me scan back and jump into the chat. Now, what we normally do with the gallery reviews is we normally like sit public and shoot the breeze like we've just done, and then we go behind the curtain and it's member section only. We're in the clubhouse and we're getting our hands dirty on some galleries and all the rest of it. But because I'm saying it's kind of open season, I'm kind of open to, we'll just keep the stream open, but requests and such we'll do from members only. So I need the YouTube chat to be somewhere easily visible for all the requests that come in. So bear with me a moment while I just pop that somewhere convenient. And then put that here. Can I close this? Does that? Yeah, there we go. That works. Lovely. Sorted. So I've got the chat sorted in the way I would like. So yeah, I guess, guys, just before, I suppose, let's just check on the chat, actually. So there's lots of fist bumps on arrival for Alex Coombs, Ian McMillan, Charlie Dunbar, Ian Sorare, Apocalypto, Evan, Rico Man, JC, Jonathan, Sorare Burra, Where's the Exit? Johnny TH, lovely. Thanks for picking up your membership, mate. Thanks for getting your ticket ready, getting your seat comfy ahead of the new season. Benny, my man, you love the get comfy chat. I love it, Benny. Every time I see you, my man. The Real Nose, good to see you. Mikey Basson, Sam James, Sorry, CT4. I want to know if you were spending any money today. I've got a friend that's a Rangers fan that I think he'll be chasing down some auctions, so watch out. Lloyd, good to see you. And I think that's me caught up with fist bumps and whatever. Now, I'm going to try and get back and find some sort of request order because we build the screen out. We go and get sorted with all the requests and we knock them through one at a time. So let me have a quick wee scan. So Evening Quinny, Alex Coombs was in first and foremost on the chat. I've seen that. So I'll build a few of these out. I'll maybe chat gibberish for a minute, then we'll rattle through some of them. Depending on how many we've got. So I'm not sure there's many requests in at the moment. Can I get my rare lineups peeked at, please, Quinny? In season, yada yada. No problem, Jay. Look forward to it. Because now, like, it's a very interesting strategy, Jay, for you. I've seen you talking about in the Telegram before about like in season Asian League cards to get some of these early access things if and when they come into the pool. Johnny TH needs help on new roadmap with all my limiteds, Quinny, just to check and in each competition. Also, can you have a look at my gallery? It's doing for individual leagues in champion mode. Johnny TH, I'm sure you're Boyson. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then I have particularly upgraded champions. Okay, 2 comments there for Johnny. I need to remember that. I think Kamada could be unreal. I think so. I think I've got a few real, especially in midfield. Like, so I'm just kind of building the screen. The system works a little bit differently, but I think I've got a few real players that could. If I even just put the Celtic cards, some of them were there as well. But do you know what I've not done? Let's have a wee peek at this real quickly, just because I'm feeling so inclined. But yeah, champion. 4 goalkeepers, 12 defenders, of which 5 we reckon are viable. Let's see where Kuto goes. He could be 6 very easily. Tierney, I'm definitely not holding my breath on. Ayer and Bueno, but I think between the two of them, I'm going to get one of them playing more often than not. Bueno especially. I think he's... But Ayer should be first choice at Brentford anyway, but anyway, it's for another day. But I think, like, I'm not far off the ability of maybe having, like, all of these guys available in a game week. Let's see the Mukiele and Galan statuses, but they're all like proper guys, and none of them are duds. But mid, like if Sol is Aliesh level, if Aliesh is anywhere near Aliesh, Martin, we've seen the form. Kamada, we know what he's all about. But even Christie, Lorente, McGinn, Roca, all of those guys are really handy. Like just to have, they're really good team 2 guys for the most part. Potentially team 1 if you've really got the form and you know it's happening for them. Yangel Herrera falls into that bucket as well. But Braze is a top level guy when he's fit and available and playing every week. Like back end of the season's a bit of whatever after an injury, but Braze is the man. Braze is the man. And if Marino's going, Marino had some stuff where he was getting into the box and getting some chances away. Maybe there's a wee bit more like Braze, by the way. You know what I mean? And midfield is where I think you need as many guys as possible that are 70 plus. Like that's on their dial. That's on their, their track record quite firmly. And I say to a greater or lesser extent, I've got that with a lot of these guys. I believe anyway. Like it's not too unimaginable. When you're putting them into a lineup, they could just spot a 74, a 63, an 89. So yeah, I think Kamada could be quality. Sol, I think, is a sneaky one, but don't know how cheap he's still going. But honestly, like, yeah, I don't think we're going to get any sort of SO5 record that looks halfway decent. But Sol, honestly, is a super duper player, if I can say that and sound serious. Like, yeah, there we go. Game week 75, way back before the Chelsea transfer. When Man City wanted him, Chelsea got him. Hundreds of teams would have took Sol back here. He was elite in the midfield with Rodri as well. He was top shelf. Rodri, Koke, and Sol was brilliant. And then he went to Chelsea and became a Donald Duck, absolutely useless. And then came back, and he's just never really had a place at Atleti, Wee bit of form there, I guess, isn't there? But yeah, I think he'll be killer. I think he'll be really good. Suspended for the first game. That's funny. Hope that's not the case. Let's see what you guys are saying, and I'll get through the request lists. Apocalypto, sorry, let's add you on as well. Apocalypto, would like to hear your opinion about my La Liga and Bundesliga teams. Yeah, Apocalypto. There we go. Boom. But yeah, that was the other one I want to have a quick peek. Oh, we don't have La Liga as a thing there, but I think we do have it as a league. So again, like, who are the best players in this league? I've got two, maybe the best keepers. If Sorare stays at Getafe or goes somewhere in the league where he stays being number one. There's not many places he can end up, by the way, just the way some of the pieces have moved around the division. So it's kind of Getafe or a bench, I think, if it's La Liga, which is a really painful thing to think about. But hey-ho, hopefully he stays at Getafe and wants to keep playing. And then for two teams, like, forget about Couto, don't even need to look at him. But yeah, I think I've got two teams here, just about. Not that great. Depends on where Galan goes. It could be really good for two teams. And then the midfield, Sol, that we've mentioned, Martin, that we all know about on this channel. And then, yeah, Roca, Yangel, Lorente, and Braze. Never mind Riquelme and maybe Romeo or whatever. So, yeah, there's like two teams there, easy in midfield, like very comfortable, double mid on the regular. And then an attack, it's Oyarzabal and Saganikov. With kind of some handcuffs, which is weird, isn't it? They're not maybe directly handcuffed, but yeah. Tav Rare just sold. I wonder who got it. Let's have a look. Imeric. It's a big card. It's a big card, man. Jesus. I wonder if he got anything with it. Imagine he got another Tav. Penned in his Hall of Fame. I love that. Is this a Rangers player? Like got Strum Gratz? No, that couldn't have been the same thing. Maybe he got some essence or something then. If you take a look at mine, Brandon Azawa is away. I shamelessly own Dessers. Yeah, FOMO bought the fridge today for less than our DNP guys. That's nice. Quinny, guess how much I got for Rare Suitor? Let me know. How cheap was Suitor? Oh, we got some good deals on some good guys. And let's get the show on the road. So Alex Coombs, what were we after, my man? Alex Coombs. General review of where I'm at. I think I'm pretty set, dipping my foot into Rare with some Hanover classics. Excellent. So we'll look at Rare then, I think. Well, we're looking at Limited last week, I'm sure, weren't we? So yeah, that makes some sense. So let's hit Rare, apply. And it's so it's really interesting move because some, especially when you look at pre-orders, like some rares are pretty affordable at the moment. So Ron Robert Zieler, ex-Man United guy, ex-football manager, kind of young goalkeeper to buy, kind of hero, the next Oliver Kahn, if memory serves me right, or maybe was it the next Jens Lehmann, I forget. But at the age of 34 at Hanover, I love that card, by the way. That's a great, a great goalkeeper for a Sorare team. Kim Kian Min, if I said that right, probably not. Fine, 32, and then we've got a handcuff here for Hanover. So brilliant. So there's like two teams here, same region. Love that. Two defenders. We need to actually look at their scores to kind of know what they're both made of. So I'm not sure those L5s and 15s will be totally representative. Okay, so this guy's fine. This guy is definitely fine, you know. Let's see, is there an obvious thing here? Homes, averages 56. Away, averages 46. Overall, averages 51. So yeah, this is like home bias. Oh, sorry. This is a home bias for this player. So if we look at the overall graph on Sorare data, we then remove away, we see that his better scores are at home versus away only. So yeah, that's a good guy for when he's at home. No problem at all. And then the other cat is called Janik Dem. And his script is a bit tougher But he plays, a bit on left mid. Is that the problem? So being a defender card, he's going to lose possession a lot and probably lose more duels than you would like. So it's going to hold his AA back. But he is actually still popping in some decent scores here. Conceded 3 goals. Interesting. 18 points in attack. 7 balls into the box. He's maybe taking some set pieces. But yeah, possession lost. 6 points back on that. 6 of them are missed passes. So the other ones maybe be like things that go out for throw-ins and stuff like that. Maybe the ball just runs out of play and whatever. So yeah, he's not actually too badly handicapped, I suppose, if he's playing right mid. So I guess this guy's quite position sensitive. Maybe that's a bit... Wow, centre-back here? Jesus. So yeah, on the left, he's definitely not as good. So maybe this guy's more a positional thing. So right mid, average is 46. Left mid, 48. Left defender, 31. Yeah, we don't like to see that. Left defender, right defender. Yeah, I think those scores looked good, didn't they? Yeah, on the right, he looks better than on the left. Is that the case? Actually, that's quite hard to differentiate, isn't it? Felt like it down here that the right scores were better than the left, but I guess this outlier, if you can call it that, but the 84 maybe skews that a little bit. But yeah, funny one. So, okay, for Team 2, to get us going, I think you can work with a guy like that, but you kind of need to know he's playing, and hopefully he's in his right position. Maybe he was covering for somebody who's injured and they're returning, or whatever. We spoke about Hausenberg in the last time we were talking about this kind of stuff. So I think you've maybe got eyes on one of him, which will be fun. Mids, nice. Now we've got 2 here. Now the play is so far we've got 2 defenders and 2 mids. So unless we've got 4 attackers that are boss, we're going to be light for getting 2 teams together, which I'm sure you're aware of already, of course. This guy works. No problem at all. 70 plus, 80 plus, 100 capable. No problem at all. So that guy works. Plays centre mid as well. Proper centre mid. None. Wee bit of CDM in there. Wee bit of RDM. But it's not like he's a cam. So he's a guy that's going to be getting on both sides of the game, it feels like. Yeah, 2 tackles, 1. 4 positive duels, 1 interception. So close to a triple-double. Yeah, decent enough passing stats. And a real attacking presence here still. Very good, yeah. So yeah, can dig it. A guy like that, love it. Enzo Leopold, 22 as well. That's exciting. And then the other guy here, Max Bushikov, kind of falls into the same category as the last guy. Definitely a lot of promise here. He's been playing in the right mid position, centre mid a little bit as well. So yeah, he's good. Definitely does the scores we need, but it's projectability. That's what he's still missing off. So we've definitely got quite clearly a first choice and a second choice defender in mid. And for forward, we do have double attack option for Team 1. We do have double attack option. Darwin Quintero does the business, does the scores. Not real too much ambiguity about that. Hoping this is what Falcao turns into. That's what my hope is. And then we've got Andreas Voglasmer. It's a new one on me. And he, again, falls into the same kind of category as the other 2 guys. He's playing a bit of attacking mid or off the front, which is cool, as well as up front. Can score from the bench, which is handy. So, yeah, I think you've got a good start to your rare life here. You've got 2 keepers that will play, which is always getting you ahead of the game, which is brilliant. But there's 1 team here now, which is cool. You've got the ability to maybe flesh this out a little bit, where... Like, so what would Team 1 be? Team 1, we're imagining you've got Ron Robert Zieler in goals. You're taking Newham, probably, as your defender. Double mid with these guys. And maybe Darwin Quintero is the better forward. So it's basically a Hanover stack, isn't it, with a different striker? Fine. That means Team 2, we've got Kim, fine. We've got this guy, fine for Team 2. No mids. And then this guy, which is fine. Midfield is definitely a zone where there's a lot of bang for buck to be had. So let's just have a quick nosy. Rare contender. Position mid. Guys that are nailed. Enzo Leopold, it's a good value guy you've brought in there. Some of these guys will still be somewhat transfer sensitive, so you do need to be quite careful at this stage. So I think the European cards are maybe the way to go, but unless you're getting a real known quantity, you really do need to be buyer beware on the situation turning. And to get a second team up and running, it would make a bit of sense with fixture correlation being something people are after to get a Korean guy, but I would really just use the crossover on the goalkeeper for as long as you can, rather than getting more of an anchor in that region. I would just use the goalkeeper to facilitate your European cards as often as possible until such time that you can get another European goalkeeper in. But the likes of something like looking at that L5 on these two guys, 15 to 20 quid, getting a guy or two like that across the line. In this region, by the way, I just try to think, what have I done? I got Rakitic. How much is he going? He's been pictured now in a Hajduk kit. This is happening. 100%. 15 quid. I paid a tenner for mine. I don't think that's bad bang for buck. Some of these prices are going up to mental numbers, but again, if you sent a few direct offers, if you had a particular one you did want or prefer, it's hard to imagine that getting them under 20 quid is going to be very easy if you did have a particular one you wanted or whatever. But I think he could be really good. Goes well with the Darwin Quintero in terms of the funky, doesn't fit the main stack, but it's a bit of a key card as well that could just unlock a big lineup. And by the way, I know a bit of a selfish note, let's have a peek at them together. But I've been very intrigued by Barco going to Spartak Moscow, because as you guys will remember, if you've been here long enough, but I used to watch Spartak Moscow every weekend. I loved watching Jordan Larson and Sobolev running the show. And it's a wee bit different now. Obviously, the Russian league isn't connected to UEFA. You can't really watch the stuff anymore. And it looks like he's going there. A wee bit punchy at 35, but he's Barco. He will be spiky. He'll be streaky, but he's going to be a lot of fun. He'll score some bangers. He'll be a hero, but he will let you down sometimes. But he will do it. I think he'll be quality. Especially when you see the transition that Jesus Medina made. That's what gives me the most faith, because Medina, again, maybe a viable option in this situation as well. I wonder how much a Medina goes for. Only available in a big head card, which I know people just kind of stay clear from. 9 quid. Wow. That's so cheap. Because Seska Moscow, I think he's at. It takes, it still is a wee bit kind of, I suppose this is international stuff, isn't it? Which is the letdown here. So yeah, in the Russian league, he's kind of solid enough. Could do with a few more peaks, but if you actually watch how he plays in Russia, if you see his highlights and stuff when they pop up, this is in Russia, isn't it? Yeah. This is what he can do. You know what I mean? This is a sort of a good form he can get into. So a guy like that for 9 quid isn't a bad pickup if you can deal with the big head only. Maybe there's one here I used to own. So I'm pretty sure I had at least one of these guys at some point. A number 3. Would that be one I'd have had? Just in the wee butchers. Nah. But yeah. So I think a wee bit of that would help you in midfield. Just get second team up and running. And then when you're running with the Dem in defence, and then that level of midfielder coming in to help out your goalkeeper and your other forward that you've got, then anything they do, even if it's just getting a box or something like that, keeps you moving and keeps you going forward. And then if they do have big games, you maybe get 2 teams in that are in the prizes in a game week, perhaps, if you've got the fixtures lining up for you or whatever. But yeah, I really like how you started here. I don't know what the budget is for filler cards or whatever. Of course, you could use another defender, and of course, you could use another forward. It goes without saying. I think I'd get some £9 midfielders in, 2 of them that are decent enough that maybe they're not totally perfect. You could probably find better ones than Barco and Medina, like Rakitic, but that's a real speculation play. But there will be 1 or 2 more, a wee bit more established, and I'm sure in the show tonight a few of them might even come out, because that's just the way it goes. I do like, by the way, just with all the talk of classic and all that, but if we do sell O'Reilly, I can't say it enough, Hatate should forward or mid, take your pick, but 30 quid I think could be really good for a rare Hatate, really good. Forward and defender, there is defender cards available also. There's a rare one there. Do I want that? No, only one gets collection bonus. It's a number 3, which is cool, but it doesn't do anything. So no, I don't think I do want that. Basil's got a last season one, number 6. That's fun. Is there a number 41 about? No. So I think somebody like him could be boss. What does that old season McGregor go for? Like McGregor's a good team 2 guy that will be a team 3 guy. He's a wee bit more expensive. It's probably because he's just got a better injury record. But Hatate could be the guy. Black Ops LR, fist bump. Welcome to the club, my man. Thanks for picking up your membership tonight. Really appreciate it. But yeah, Hausenberg, yeah, we've mentioned that already. Castro at 28 quid is great. Who was Castro? Sorry. I'm guessing he is Elche guy. Oh, yeah. Go with the somewhat rookie card if that is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a bit more like it. Rico, man, I tip my cap to you. That's not bad, by the way. If you've got that budget, he's fun. And he's in La Liga 2, which is the same league, like region, you know. Check the McGregor rare. I think I did. Or maybe I missed that comment. Recently completed the Spartak stack. Barco, Bongonda, Ugalde, and Willian Jose now could score a few, hopefully. Wow. They're all, well, Barco's a mid, but Bongonda, Ugalde, and Willian Jose, that's 3 forward cards. So yeah, you just kind of need to know who's starting. Feels like Bongonda would be, he feels like he would be the best one out of them. He didn't do that great in La Liga, but Bongonda might be a great shout, by the way. Because Russian football, Bongonda is made for bossing it, right? And Bongonda didn't have a great time in La Liga, but I caught a fair amount of Cadiz matches. And he wasn't bad. Like, for the most part, he was not bad. Didn't play, I wasn't getting big 90-minute matches and stuff like that. And yeah, there's not many scores here to really look at. That's for Spartak. Oh, wow. He's played some games already? Yeah, he has. He's been there a wee while, actually. Was he a January move, perhaps? Yeah, I think that's happened for a wee while. But he was good in La Liga. He just, Cadiz weren't that great. But yeah, he's had a wee bit of form there already, which is fun. So yeah, I think Bongonda could be good for the forward option to maybe get something a bit more European-based versus Quintero, perhaps, if you need to cross that bridge at some point. 18 quid, and I dare say on direct offer, you'll get somebody down below that. Feels like a good striker option. How does the gallery review work? Just tell me your club name, mate, and I'll add you onto the list. You'll probably be the last one we take tonight. Apocalyptos, we've been live for a fair bit, and this is me still rattling through the first one. So yeah, I think that's great job, mate. Great start, and that's where I would go from here. And I need to close all these player tabs, and then we're on to Boyson. So Boyson, Johnny TH, new roadmap. Just check how I look in each competition and how the gallery looks. So I guess we'll focus on rare. 100 rares. Let's see how they shake out. 14 keepers. A quick scan. We've got Hyun. We've got Hoon. We've got Nazawa. Langerak, Osako, Nishikawa. Nice. So totally J-League based. So let's just look in the contenders region then at what we've got. Plenty of keepers. In defence, AJ, CCV, top shelf. Nakatani is on a good bit of, he's on a bit of something now, isn't he? Trevison can be workable, I'm sure, can't he? Eduardo, we know he's got the history. Bangangande, this guy, when he played, had some moments. I worry for scales this season if we sign people. Hitate cheat code. Sasaki isn't always dusty. And again, between Shoitani and Nobrazat, there's like lots of options back here. Morishige. Lots of options in defence. Against all those goalkeepers, you've got 6. So let's say AJ, CCV, Nakatani, Eduardo. Although they've been rubbish, it's not been terrible for defender scores, I suppose. Sho Sasaki, Rio Hitate gets us to 6. And yeah, that's like the top order, never mind the supplementary ones here. So defence is pretty tidy. I think the main thing is, like, you're thinking about how viable is this for Classic. Now, while it's J-League only, you're definitely going to be cooking. But when it changes and the J-League doesn't run anymore, your European half, the goalkeeper segment, is going to let you down. The predominant players there, we had a few Celtic items. We've got Matt O'Reilly here being another one who might move. And despite what Harry Trades tells you, if Matt O'Reilly goes to Juventus, these scores will continue. Mark my words. Atalanta, I'm not as sure. But if he goes to Juve, and plays in Juve and he starts in behind the striker for Thiago Motta in the Serie A, those scores will be there. L40, L15 of 70 odd, whatever that is. What's this, an L15? An L15 of 70 will be capable, will be possible. No two ways about it for me. But that doesn't help a strategy like this, you know. Blair Spittle could be better, or could be just the same, in fact, which is cool. We've got Hatate again, which the only thing to think about with these cross-position players is they can never play together. So there's a bit of a pairing that you'll probably find that goes on with the Hatate defender and a midfielder, for example. And yeah, I think mid, you've got enough to be competitive, certainly. But yeah, like the top row is fine. So how many teams is that going to cover? But like 3? You can only get 3 classic teams in. But your J Leagues are in season, so that's a wee bit different. So yeah. Your top row. Some of these guys are down here. Your top row is like variable, you know. If ideally Alpha O'Reilly stays at Celtic and you get another 1 or 2 of him, then, you know, job's a good one. And in attack, again, I don't think you're really missing anything here. You've really got a lot here to cycle through in terms of picking out the best fixtures, particularly the best 3. If you're just going to go single striker, you've got enough firepower here, but where you could go double striker. And really, if you're cycling through fixtures and really picking home and aways and top V bottoms and form and fitness and all the rest of it's going for you, for 3 teams, like you're going to have tons of options here. You've got a really strong attack, like really strong. Filling 3 teams of strikers is not going to be a problem for you. So I really, really like that. Defense, I think you've got like 1 defender plays here very comfortably across 6 if we're going to take the in-season angle on it. But even if we just think for classic, again, similar to forward, you could do double defense in every team if you wanted, depends on the fixtures. But midfield is the only area I don't feel like that, which maybe is fine, depends on how you play the game. If you never play double mid, then fine, you know. O'Reilly goes, try and sell him for as much as you can and get whoever fills his shoes kind of thing. But yeah, I think on the rear front, you're doing fine, to be honest, mate. Keo go up there with 23 cards. Love to see it. And then after Boyson, we had... Oh, no. Oh, fucking Egypt, by the way. That was Jay's gallery. Oy, oy. Too long. Too long. Too long. Sorry, guys. Sorry. A wee bit of a... Oh, Jesus. What am I like? Why is Sorare still selling last year's Liga 2 cards on instant buy? I guess they're just running it off till expiration date. There we go. Sorry, guys. It's because the page kind of crossed over. Apologies. But yeah, Jay, there we go. Bit of a bug off on that one. Let's go and have a... love how the team names come up on this. Right, brilliant. So we're looking for this weekend and we're doing... What team was it, Jay? Was after? Brandon Azawa's away. Yep, so forget him. Where are we, Jay? Rare lineups built. In season and 240. Excellent. So in season, Kim's got a really good game. Wow, I didn't realize that's how good his game was when I was building my lineups. Langerak away, it's definitely team 3, isn't it? Osaka. So that's quite good. We're putting this gallery into practice as well. So that's maybe a nice kind of wee 360 we've worked ourselves into. Nishikawa at home at 20th really does appeal to me. 42% chance of a clean sheet here. We don't need to worry about caps and all the rest of it. But for me, I guess 6th versus 15th isn't far off the same quality as it, and it does have the ratings in it. But I don't know. It's a tough one, actually. I do think I like Nishikawa. I think Nishikawa was better, but I do have Hyun, and he has AAA. So let's just say Hyun is a Team 1 level guy this weekend. Sho has got the AAA status back away to Sagantosu. That's the sort of game a defender like him can get 40 all around because they're away from home and they're against a team that are under more pressure to go on and do something, you know. Nakatani, we've mentioned Eduardo against Tani's team. They've just sacked Kuhl, so there might be a bit of old manager outbounds kind of thing. So defence, I think it kind of has to be Sho on the face of it. 63% chance to win, 40% chance of a clean sheet. Kind of falls himself into line here as the classic card. So that means we're going to be limited with our choices elsewhere, which for the Lucas Fernandez isn't really much of a limitation at all because he has the best rated guy we've got there. And now in attack, this is where we can be quite clever because these guys are AA and A rated, but I'm not backing anyone to score against Tani right now. Santana, however, at home at 20th feels absolutely nailed. Usame could be just as nailed as well. Free goal potential there, 23%. Santana, 36. I like that a little bit better. Hohashi, fine, but he's away. Mitsuta, fine. He's maybe a bit more capable. He came off the last game, so I think that was part of the reason I wanted to put the trade out. So I thought, oh, Jesus, if he's injured, I can't be dealing with that. And we've got GG Giakoumakis here at home to 5th, which the season only been like a week old or something. I don't know how worthwhile that is. 48% chance to win for Gamba. 61% for Thiago. Let's take him. And then for 5th man, we could go Usami. We could just double up with him. I've got no qualms with that whatsoever. Savio is also classic, which I think rules him out the running. And I think that's what I would do, by the way. I would be going double attack on this one. And in terms of captain, I think you take the midfielder, but maybe it could be captain Sho Sasaki. But yeah, I would go with one of those guys to be your top scoring player. And then contender in season again. Is this not working the way it used to now? Saved. Can I not build another team? Oh yeah, we do it here. And then, oh yeah, okay. So we need to go into the team names. That's so funny. Dusty Show. I think this is maybe where you normally put him. So sorry, I didn't know that's how this was going to work. Nishikawa walks into team 2, but he is classic. So we might need to revisit that. Nakatani, I like the look of at home. Shoatani isn't quite Sho Sasaki. Edward could be fine because Machida don't score that many goals. But I think we take Nakatani, dominant possession-based game for him. Watanabe, AA rated, L5 of 63, definitely looks like it could work because we need an in-season pick here. We can't use the Savio in this one, so we go Watanabe. And then in attack, we've got Ohashi. We then have the Yokohama boys maybe looking at getting the picture, but I think if Mitsuta is on to play, and Jay, if you're here, let me know. Shotani played CM in the last game, was a wild card. Arai has to be in. He is so good. What Arai have I overlooked? I beg your pardon. Oh, okay. Let's have a peek. Been playing right mid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he works. He definitely works. Away from home, as we seen the best of him away? We have. We've seen the bit. This feels more like a team 2 selection. This is his away form. This is his overall form. I'm more leaning towards the recent form because we're looking at him. Let's just select position as a right mid. His away form, like it's real. Have we got substitute appearances diluting that? No, we don't. It's decisives. These scores came with decisives. So that's the make or break of him. At home, a little bit different. So I'd still marginalise him, to be honest, for this team. But maybe not because it's in season. But let's see what we get on for forward. We've got Ohashi. Yeah, I think I want to go Mitsuta. We've got Giakoumakis. He's not in season, sadly, though. Oliveira. Maybe we want to stay away from these guys just yet. But yeah, Mitsuta. If not Ohashi, because I know it's a similar situation in terms of the team and the matchup and whatever. So yeah, between those two. And then, yeah, we need a in-season 5th man. Mitsuta should be fine. Arai takes sets as well. Yeah, okay. I think we put Arai then in the team 2. Oh, but he's classic. Yeah, so not with that Arai. Do we have a in-season Arai? I'm not too sure. Wakazaka away to Kashiwa. That's an interesting one because he's a guy that manager change. He could maybe just lead the team out and have a boss match, you know. But yeah. So team 2, 5th man, has to be in season. Shotani could be relatively solid enough, I suppose. Higashi, the midfielder's a wee bit more exciting, perhaps, because midfielders just generally have a wee bit more potential to get 17 AA and then just get their assist or something like this, you know. Exactly this guy. His away form, 43. 48 on the L15, at home 55. Yeah, a wee bit of a home bias for this guy. And Shoitani, let's have a peek at him. Yeah, see him in the last game, you're right. If he plays that again, away, he's solid as well. He's the guy for Team 2 if he's in season. Boom. Now, it's tough to go captain. I think it has to be Mitsuta, but I don't think there's an obvious captain in this team. So something to think about. And then for Team 3, we want an in-season keeper here. Osako, fine. He works. Arai is classic. So it's between Arai and Savio. Getting into this as a classic player. So do we want Arai or do we want Savio? It's a tough one, isn't it? I think Arai is probably the better defender shout based on what we're thinking. Savio is the best mid by a long way, but Wakazaka, Higashi, these guys have situations to Savio all day. Do you think so? You're thinking about the peak score, I suppose, that he brings as a captain. Arai over Show in the first, potentially. Arai over Show. Could do. But I think, let's just punch that for a second. Show is let's just delete him so we can see him. Yeah, maybe in fact. I don't know. I just think with guys like this, like if they are going to get their goal or something away from home against a wee team, he's not done it for ages, has he? These big scores away from home. Yeah, I didn't check that, but it does feel like he's an away from home kind of guy, you know. Even though they'll be dominant in possession. So no, I want to keep that kind of as is if I'm building it, you know. This is, but that's fine. Dusty Show team, the Provos. So yeah, if we go Savio, then who are we looking at for defence? Hatsui could be a decent game. Eduardo could get the score. Hayoto Arakai. Not a member, but a subscriber. Fist bump, my man. Thanks for joining us. If you want to help someone who's absolutely garbage, check my gallery. Adam Marston. I don't believe anyone's absolutely garbage. I just don't think Hatsuti is on sets. Okay, that works for me. He's at home. It's just you've not got your winning team together yet. And then if we do suspect that, we've not got GG in a team. That's probably fine for the classic one. In season, you might be a wee bit. Well, this guy works obviously, but he's a wee bit of an insurance for Mitsuta. So if Mitsuta does drop out or that changes before the deadline, that's something you'll need to wrestle with. And I think I would put Wakazaka in Team 5. They're directly opposing each other, but I know that freaks people out, so I won't do that. Koizumi away from home. Diego Oliveira. Nobody hiding at the bottom. Oh, sorry, wrong tab. Higashi. Yeah, I'd probably put Higashi in. Captain him. Save. So that's what I would go with. And then 240, wasn't it? So I peak at 240, what you're playing. Oh, yeah, 240 could be great for some of those guys. 240. Right, so Langenak, cheap AF. Goetano, even cheaper. 57% chance to start. What do you think about that? I'll go with Langenak, and if you tell me we've got Hitano, we'll just do that swap, okay? Yeah, so then we use this guy. This mid-target is definitely something we're thinking about now, isn't it? Wakazaka, we can afford to carry a big score like him. We've got GG on the 36 as well, and we've got 66 points remaining. Jan Matthias has the L15. If someone's going to score against Tani, is it going to be him? And I think you need a goal scorer. Who's this goal scorer? Jay, make the call. Who's the goal scorer for Yokohama this weekend? Who's going to break the clean sheet? Is it Elber, Anderson Lopez, or Matheus? I'm going to just click Matheus because he's the most expensive, but that's who I would be putting in there. Lopez? Lopez. Jan. Lopez has 2 left feet. Yeah, okay. But that's why I would do in that 5th man there. That's a mid-target. Ignore that 3% push. That's a mid-target team. Who to captain? On the back of the other day, I'd probably personally captain GG. But that's just me. Who was up next? Boyson. Yeah, and it was the gallery review. Oh, wow. 370 rares. Let's have a peek. Right, so what we're rocking for Prem. We've got one keeper who doesn't play. This is a hodgepodge of nobody, isn't it? That's fine. Bundy. It's probably quite similar. There's a few decent guys. Just none that are overly prolific. Elias Sharia, by the way, who it was given to me as a Christmas present by Germ. I want to say definitely a member of the community, a friend of the channel. He's played pre-season today at right mid in the Couto position. Would you believe? So that could be fun. There's a little bit of something in La Liga here. Like Charia, 2 of him. He'll be playing in the Couto position as a forward. I don't know how good that is. So it gives me like Samuel Lino vibes, you know. Camelo is a bit of a letdown. Berenguer has potential. So there's a little easy going throwaway La Liga team here if this guy ever got some minutes. Or you ever got yourself into a keeper, but it's definitely not something I suppose you're looking at. Champion overall, we have Montipo who plays. We have nobody else. So that's fine. We have more defenders to call upon. Let's sort by L15. Tyreek Mitchell, Collins. Okay, so that's where our defence is coming from. Max as well. Leonhardt we like. So there's definitely one team here. In midfield, I feel the same. You've definitely got a team. It's really just this top line, but those 5 guys. It's hard to think about the rest of them. But that's for one team. Fine. In attack, everything we've seen previously, plus Adama Traore, who we don't know where he's going to go. And Christian Kouame's, again, there's one team here, no bother at all for champion. You can really cycle through options as well. You can really have a real like fantasy team out of your little thing if you don't sell them or whatever. In Challenger. Right, so we've got a bit of an EU, non-EU split on the go here. How many actual keepers do we have? So a few of these guys at the bottom are certainly kind of dust at the moment. Garbage might get something, but who knows what region that will be in. Or he's in a region, actually. Has he made a move? Where's Garbage? Oh, no, it just says Sheffield still. So who knows about Garbage? Koopmans, Tepa, and Hubert. So 3 EU and then Pantomis non-EU, so that's fine. So 2 teams. No, sorry. We've got EU and non-EU, but we can get full classic. We've got a wee bit of, well, we don't have in-season anymore. So yeah, for 3 classic teams, you've got 4 keepers essentially. Got a wee bit of the calendar coverage with the American side of things, so I like how that's balanced. Balchi, I don't know if we can really count on him, but Koki Machida we love. Owen Weindahl is a guy that we like and does well. And a few of these other ones are a wee bit more nondescript. And Bizo can be a player. You've got plenty of copies of him. And again, you've got, similar to me, if you're looking at kind of my bigger super rare or even my rare champion defense, you've got enough guys that 1 or 2 of them will have a good wee run of games and will be in the team and stuff like that. With the amount of goalkeepers you've got, I definitely don't see enough, like, yeah, I can play them all the time. You know, for all them Bizos you've got, you've only got Pantomis, which I know can be 2 teams, but it's just a wee bit out of balance in defence for your EU, non-EU kind of split. In midfield, I've got no idea where he's playing, but I know this guy was well high. Oh, is he playing at Benfica? Oh, no, he's not. He's playing in Bruges. This guy, oh, no, Powell. Oh, yeah, dead. Sorry, I was pure confused there what I was looking at. He was very highly rated. Maybe he was owned by Benfica, but on loan at Pau. Flack is cool. And Kasper De Noor is a name we know, of course. Hadzimetovic, Sakamoto, 2 Hadzimetoviches, Pomiko. You'll definitely be enlisting teams in this region. Prip used to be a guy. Raman used to be a guy. Got lots of Ramans. A few Larsons as well. Let's hope they come in. But not that much definite firepower. So in Challenger, like Champion, I'm a bit more kind to that status because I think like the way the prize pool is, you need to have something going on in Champion, even if it is that base level where you're just going to take your time and see what cards kind of fall into your lap or you can trade into. But for Challengers, like that's going to be a much more brutal competition, and the not winning part of that will not be as fun. And the wins, when they do kick in, will probably be more frustrating than they would be in Champion, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm a wee bit harsher, perhaps, on the winning potential on that. In Contender, it's basically all EU, isn't it? I'm just looking for any Argentinians or something like that, Mexicans. But no, I think it's pretty much all EU-based. Bardi, I'm guessing, is Serie B. Christoph, Laidlaw, the Duans. I don't know what's happening with Duhan, where he's playing or whatever. Laidlaw, we expect to play. So there's only actually a couple of viables here. We're seeing 3 at the moment in defence. Again, it's that hodgepodge defender approach. Iwata, if he plays, that'd be a great card. You get 2 of them. Ryo Takao is an old favourite of mine if he's playing. Yuki Kobayashi, if he gets a move, that'll be handy. So yeah, like defence, there's guys here. There's guys here for sure. That will cover your free teams just to get you moving. Frequency is the main thing. But in midfield, Godin, I know, has been good. This guy's also got the numbers to back it up now. Same with Boya. Who's he playing for? Amiens? It's a nice card. Oh yeah, he's handy. Decisive based, but sorry, I thought you guys followed me to that screen. Apologies. I'll make sure I do that next time. Robertone, Dowell, Tezuka. Yeah, Tezuka's back, but not back. Yeah, I don't find many captains in here, really. Like maybe Godin's a captain. Boyo, if you know the fixture. We looked at this Bushakov earlier. He's kind of fine, but maybe it could be great. You've got 3 of them, 4 of them even. He could work out all right. So you've maybe got enough there. I just think it's very sensitive to the fixtures, what I'm seeing here. Yeah, Sika. I won him. Really like that super rare. He's got talent for sure. Some of these guys will score goals and stuff. I think really across all your rares, mate, to be honest with you, like you do have 367 rares, and it's really hard to see a position of strength across all the regions here. Like I've not looked at one and thought, all right, that's where you're really going to make your waves. Like the champion footprint is fine. I wouldn't touch that. But between challenger and contender, I think there's a decision to be made. In goals for under 23, yeah, I don't think under 23 is something we're thinking about. There's not a defender I think gives you a good head start, even if you've got an activation keeper. Midfield is not overly inspiring, so yeah, I think you need to make a decision made between challenger and contender. Limited. 900. Right, let's see. Frank Boya. Let's get rid of those tabs. Right, let's have a peek at limited. I don't think I'll be able to give it as quite a full breast because it is 1,000 cards and it's very, very easy to imagine. I do miss a few. Let's look Prem. Have a quick glance. Nada. Bundy. Maybe I'll just look at regions to start with if it is. Yeah, no champion. Challengers, nothing. Wow. Is it all contenders? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing now, sorry. I was on the wrong tab doing that filter basis thing. I'm so sorry why that happened. Champion, let's look. Oh, I'll change it to limited. Yeah, there's a little bit of champion. Okay, so yes, it's just a watered down version of your rares, but it's not even as halfway like, you can submit it and cross your fingers. You know, you've not quite got that here. I'll probably just get them shifted on at your earliest convenience. 10 keepers in this region. We're hoping to have 3 here, aren't we? Free draw, it's fist bump, my man. Get your season ticket and get your request in, my man. If you still have time at the end, Andre Nusko. I think I finished it off with, yeah, let's see how long we go for. We've run for a fair wee bit, guys. I do owe you it. We are due on for the night. Schmeichel medical passed. Love to hear that. If you still have time, some strategy advice, unknown reg. And we had LR. So I'll scroll back. CT4, where were you? CT4. CT4. Just got a bargain. Wait to see my gallery. That's like, is that the first one? And I'm looking for a request CT4 so I can put you in. I don't think you're in the order, to be honest. I'll just put you in CT4 because you've been here for the whole stream. Right, where are we? Yeah, I really do think this is, for this region, certainly, it feels quite similar to what we were just saying with the rare one. But with limited being extra competitive and the standard of some of these cards being maybe even a bit less than the rare. If I heard my door knocking, sorry, freaked me out. But it's just harder to get excited about what you've got cooking here. Oh, have I got under 23s filtered on? I'm a fucking tube. Champion, way different. Don't know why that was. I'm sorry, guys. I've just not been clicking the right stuff tonight. Ramiro, Skorupski, Sa, Zentner. Yeah, this is way better. Way better. Paul Lopez. So for Classic, you're cooking. You've got 3 teams of keepers. No problem at all. Can pick your fixtures. How do we look across leagues quickly? So La Liga, 3 keepers, which is 2 in reality. Bundesliga, 12 keepers, which is he in the Bundesliga? Marius Müller? Zentner. So it's like 1. I don't know about this other guy. I don't know what his deal is. In Prem, how many keepers we got? 3. It's really 1. So let's see in Champion. La Liga was 2, Prem 1. We've got Skorupski. So Skorupski can live in this region. Lopez can live in this region. And then you're borrowing 1 from one of the potential league formats. So I think you're going to keep your 2 La Liga keepers for La Liga. So I'll try and exclude La Liga keepers for this. And we'll see what other players you've got beyond this. It's hard to know how all these guys are. Ben White's fine. You can count on him for like team 2, I think. Tyreek Mitchell's maybe a team 1 guy if he does as good as I think he is. But he might be competitive with Ben White for that team 2 spot. Maybe even double defence is the option there. But if any of them fell into team 3, then you know you're in a good spot. And that will require Guerrero to play, Adebayo to play. Kelman will play. Pau Torres is fine. Ryerson's good. 2 Ryersons. So yeah, I think defence you've got just about enough. But I think, again, you've got a similar taste in defender to me in some of the extent. Like, you've got some fullbacks and stuff like that. You've got some guys that can kill a game week, which is fine. Pau Lopez, is he that PK? Guerrero is a bit of a yeah. I'm not sure there's any captains in defence is probably the succinct way of putting it, but you've definitely got teams of defenders here for Champion that will be okay, but there's not anyone that's like Trent. I know there's not that many Trents, but there's not a guy that's on that shelf. Whereas in midfield, like Fornals, Braze, are just about the bottom end of that shelf. And there's other guys here working as well. Still a bit of transfer movement to go for better or for worse, so maybe watch out for some of these. We Rodri, by the way, all the way down at the bottom. He's been heavily linked to Como, and if he goes to Italy, he could be a wee secret smasher. By the way, so right at the bottom there, you got to look at the depth. Højbjerg, if he goes to Italy, could be a boss. Who knows where he goes at this point? And then between the likes of Grisha Promo, Yangel Herrera, Andy Perea, Christie, Kamada, Grealish, there's 3 teams there. You've got a few captains. Now you've got guys that do it. Do we have 3 teams worth of guys? Füllkrug is transfer reliant at the moment. Hwang is moving to Marseille. It probably is a really good move for him. Yeah, you've got plenty of firepower here. I think the main thing with this team when I look at it for champion, I'll have a wee scan over it while these other ones while I'm talking, but is you definitely get guys that individually are all capable or all warrantable in a team. And it's just that there's no meta cards in there. It's hard to overall look at it and say that's good to go. It's ready to rock because it will require some heavy lifting. You know, you will really need to get a sense of who's the right guy to play on the right game week. In this region, like you seem to have a lot of the good pieces and some of the good teams, but again, there's just a bit of a lack of meta. At Limited, it's way more required. Yeah, keepers are good. There's a lot of AJ and Vickers pairs going around, isn't there? Double Vickers. Again, the Celtic defence I'm always going to, for 3 teams is fine. And then all these other guys are just secondary to that. Like it's my strategy for rare. So yeah, that's fine. Maybe need a few more Celtic ones just to get the 3-team classic setup out and going. Bushakov guy. Yeah, like it's fine enough. It's kind of hard to say about Limited. I don't play Limited, so I don't know how viable. Like it would be better if you had an O'Reilly in here, but these guys are doing some big numbers now anyway. And who knows what happens with O'Reilly? I see Godin is there as well as some other guys that can smash big. And then attack. There's enough here. See, because we just built Jay's gallery, there is so many forwards that I think if you are going to play that game of using the Asian leagues, like you really should have all the Brazilians that score goals. You know, they're the guys I would try and get. The ones that are just like meant to be brilliant. You know, because these guys are all great, obviously, but how long does that last for? Are they that reliable? And really, your EU section is a wee bit wanting. 2 Dysons will be fine because he'll be nailed. Kyogo's dicey, especially if we get Ida. I hope Kyogo kicks on this year, but whether we get Ida or not. So yeah, maybe just a wee bit there. So yeah, I just do feel that's something you've not really got across all the gallery here, mate, is like stars. And I know that obviously the point in the game is to win stars, but you should be able to bargain hunt a star or 2 out for whatever project to your gallery you want to work on next. Overall, like your coverage is fine, really, to be honest with you. Apocalypto, where are you? And what were you asking? I'd like to hear your opinion on my La Liga and Bundesliga teams. Love this. So Bundy, filter by rare. Double filter. So Labrovic, is it Olsberg? Oh yeah, did go through, of course. Great move. Thin Damon in the mud. Van der Veer, I think this is happening. Apocalypto, me and you ride that ship together. Labrovic, brilliant, by the way. If you bought that deliberately after the transfer, love that. Hope you got it cheap as fuck. And Neuer is meta, so that's cool. Upamecano, I think Kompany will play him. The Kompany being a centre-back, I think you'll really appreciate Upamecano's like 360, what he offers. Grimmy. Stanisic at Bayern, by the way. Now, Bayern have been linked to Desiree Doué, so I don't know what to make of that. But I think Stanisic, if he gets into the Bayern team, like could be one of the best defenders in the league. Matson is no longer Bundesliga. Man, there's 3 teams here of defence quality. Not even mentioned Lukeba or Grimaldo. 3 real teams of quality there. Xavi Simons and Olmo are kind of out the frame. It feels like Olmo's leaving. Xavi Simons won't be returning. Aliyesh and Xhaka and Palacios, you can only imagine really having 2 of them at this point in time together on a team. So the Stiller, the Leverkusen guys, and Kimmich, you can do 1 midfielder per team, I think, comfortably. Obviously, if you double up, it pulls down the quality in team 3, which is maybe fine. And I think this is all fine as well. I'm quite... I think for 3 teams, 5 forwards is fine. These are all good guys. They all start. Gerassi's going to Dortmund, Undav, Boniface, Kramaric. Don't know the script with Kramaric, but even if that's not a good one for you, even 4, these guys should about get you there until you win a card or 2, maybe you buy another one. But I think midfielder is the main place I would look at, just with Simon's not returning to the Bundesliga and Olmo's departure seeming somewhat imminent. I think this is the area of concentration for your Bundesliga outfit. But it looks really good to go, mate. Like, it looks like you'll have fun. You'll definitely be competing on the right game weeks. And in La Liga, we have 3 playing keepers, but Mamardashvili is probably leaving the league. So we can only really think about this as 2 until the transfer goes through and we see where he does end up, and we know for a fact. But Cancelo is probably going to go back to Barca, but Koundé's there. So Koundé, Mendy, Carvajal, Gaia, Gutierrez. I think, yeah, there's definitely 3 teams just about here. I think Gutierrez has been linked again to Man United, but I don't think he's going to leave. Play Champions League this year with Girona. So I think Gutierrez and Koundé and Mendy, because Real Madrid still haven't got a left back in yet. So I think, like, for now, that's a good 1, 2, 3. Gaia, Cancelo, Militao, and Carvajal as the insurance for 3 teams. I think is brilliant. Maybe do 1 more just for like numbers and stuff, but I like that a lot. Bellingham, Valverde, Fornals, Braze, Tchouameni. Yeah, you've got 3 teams of mids here, double mids as well. Can kind of pair up with some teams. Perhaps there's a bit of a Real Madrid heavy element here, but you've got double Betis, you've got Braze, you've got Bayern is probably leaving, but Gundo as well. And again, for 3 teams, Lewandowski, fine. He could be team 3. Team 1 and team 2, but is going to be fought off between Vinicius, Griezmann, and Take, depending on who's fit, who's playing, and who's got matches, and that's fine. And you've maybe even got the option to double forward if the fixtures really do drop for you, and you get Jose Perez. So, yeah, I really like this build. I really like it. For 3 teams in La Liga, you're pretty set. Bundesliga is a bit behind that, and your goalkeeper situation here in La Liga isn't defined. I suppose neither is it in Bunde, but defense is, it's the midfield is what we're lacking in for that. Apocalypto. And then CT4, and then we'll get to Black Ops LR, who is Lewis P94. Just have a wee review of the gallery, so we'll do that. What time are we at? There was another one that snuck in at the end there. We're doing gallery reviews, guys, for season ticket holders. £1 a week, £4 a month. Andre Nusco. Yeah, okay, you just got yours, buddy, so we'll add you on too. Wanted to hear your opinion on my SR U23 gallery. Love it. Excellent. So we'll get to you after this one, mate. That sounds like a lot of fun. And you can, if you want to get your season ticket, just below the video is a join button. Click that. YouTube explains it all to you. It's £4 a month, £1 a week. We do this once a week. We do lineup builders and lots of other stuff as well. And we've got a giveaway actually happening for the members. The video for that will be out the next day or 2. We've got a Telegram group, all that good stuff that you'd want to get stuck into. Obrovich is probably the cheapest champ starter. Nice. Want to watch out for. Very hard to find good La Liga defenders. I would agree with that, Apocalypto. I would agree with that, but I do think Atletico are really, like, they're going to be proper this year, I think. Like, proper. Like, the defence last year was an absolute pick and mix of like just an absolute monstrosity of a thing. And it feels like already, I know Lenormand is the one I'm the most high on, being like a really good, is this a show on this page yet? No, it doesn't. Or maybe better looking at transfer marked, because I'm sure if they maybe signed someone else, like Atletico Madrid are the defense team, you know. Madrid. Look at the squad. Has there been another move that we've missed?
We first started using Fiverr when we grew frustrated with the speed and cost of voice actor agencies. With Fiverr, we were able to access better quality talent at.
So Ronaldo is quality. Lenormand is quality. And yeah, I'm not sure there was another. There's definitely another one or two linked in. Chappie, I think, is who I've got in the back of my head, but I'm not sure that'll happen now that I've got Lenormand. But yeah, I think they'll be proper this year, to be honest with you, personally. But La Liga is quite hard to find. And La Liga has been a very, 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 very quiet division so far for transfers. Like, I'm trying to cover stuff, and Italy's been really active. The Premier League's been really active. Spain, not much has been going on. All kind of quiet on the Western Front, as it were. Valencia are worth a good look, by the way. Valencia are worth a good look. Like, close all these tabs. We don't need anymore, sorry. Let's have a wee peek. Well, scarcely we're just looking at rare, wasn't it? La Liga defender. I'm going to take a wee pee break, guys. Give me a second. Cheers for waiting, guys. So here we go. Sorare CT4, I'm sure, has been waiting for this one, but he has got some new cards in his gallery. So I think that's maybe the main thing we're going to look at, isn't it? So let's just go to contender. Let's just do limited Andrea. Can we do? Oh, we can do by team. Jesus. Can I hit an R? I can. Texas Rangers. Let's just do this. Let's just hit the transactions button. That might be more fun. Let's see what we got. John Suter for next to nada. And Yanis Hadji, been busy. Raskin, decent. Got 600 quid, still buying some good rares. Just want your opinion on my gallery. Rabiot is leaving Juve. Look at Suter price. Very cheap. $45 bangers. Oh, sorry. You're on the wrong screen with me. But yeah, 45 quid. Not bad at all, mate. Not bad at all. So let's have a look. Filter by rare. And what pops up? 14 keepers. Let's have a look. Prem. Oh, nice. We got a wee team. Maybe not. But Alessandro, he's up for sale. Nunes and Bob, cool. Wait for something to happen to them and shift them on. I like your thinking there. Bunde, Denada, La Liga. Got a wee bit of something. So we've got Joan Garcia, cool. We've got Cabrera, fine. Some of these are guys, fine. So we've got one team here, that's fine. To get us moving. Sergio Gomez could boss. Gregera, I'm a big fan of. Although his SO5 scores aren't elite, could be a guy that gets better. Attack, Diego Lopez we like. Perry Mila can be handy. Puado was doing the business for them. Bicambu. Yes, this needs firepower. Champions overall. We've got one more forward, and it's Salama. We've got no more goalkeepers. Juan Miranda didn't show up. Oh, Juan Miranda's moved to Italy. So that's maybe Scuppergy. Tanguy and Ndombele. Where the hell has he went? Nice, of course. So that's fine. Yeah, maybe a wee bit more of a champion play to start with. Chalice, let's see what we're cooking with. Donada, goalkeeper. But we've got the Galatasaray defence. We've got Oliveira, Demerby. I think they're an either-or situation, aren't they? So we've got like one mid, kind of. And we've got the B team attackers. So fine. I get what's kind of bubbling away there. And then for this, we have, let's just go to goalkeepers. We have Zidane. Kelly's going to be on the bench. Yeah, you need a Butland, mate. That's what you need. You need a Butland. Suter can lead the line for you. Yeah. I think if you're working on this, Nico Melamed, that's fun. Yanis Hadji, you've already got. Kenny Prince Redondo. It just feels like a fake player, doesn't it? Kenny Prince Redondo. Connor Barron, Stoichkov. Yeah, you've got mids. You've got mids. Attack, yeah. Lingard. I think if you're going for the Rangers stuff, mate, I'd probably just try and get these guys. I don't know how recently you've bought them or if that's something you're actively trying to build on the side. Depends on your budget and stuff. I know you've got £600 there. But if you're buying Rangers stuff, like you'll have a nice in-season advantage in the sense that the stack will be like an in-season. I don't know if cheat code's the term, but it will be a unicorn kind of situation almost, you know, where there won't be that many cards, there won't be any classic kickers, you know. Mainly limited just now, slowly building. My limited teams are good. Awesome. Well, yeah, I would expect that. Have you been buying a bunch of... Let's have a look at limiteds for a quick sec. But yeah, I think we've got going on, mate. But I think like if you're anything like me, maybe you're not. You've got some Celtic cards, but no, there's anything wrong with that. Celtic cards are for everyone. Yeah, way better. Is Axel playing? Nah. He's not playing. But Tani, Vargas, some of these guys are kind of in and out. Yeah, there's not really a non-EU vibe to this for the goalkeepers. Midfield needs a wee bit more punch power. Yeah, you've got firepower. No? What's no? Sorry, CT4. You said no. I don't know what the no's to. Sorry. Help me. Musalera, gun. Nice, nice. By the way, like this is really strong looking to start with. Rising Rashi, fist bump, my man. That goalkeeper don't play. Oh, okay. Defense. Like Alba's great. Yeah. Davison Sanchez. Yeah, I suppose. Defense is definitely single defender lineups are there. I mean, yeah. Some good mids. Double mid is there for a couple of teams. The firepower isn't too bad either, by the way. Yeah, I like that. It's double Garcia, Ederson, Vasilj, Moreno handcuff. And that's kind of it. So we're looking at 3, 4. You've got that kind of insurance on double Garcia. If maybe, yeah. So you've got 3 teams here, easy to pick from. Josco the Bosco, love that. Captain capable. Ruben Diaz, solid as a rock. Kyle Walker, kind of a diluted Diaz, I suppose, but he starts more often than not. Akanji and Aki in there for the handcuff situation. Love that. Lisandro Martinez is on his way out. Cabrera, Stones, Angelino. Miranda could be good. Juranovic, you never know. Sasha Bowie, I don't think he's going to be playing at Bayern, sadly. So yeah, definitely 3 teams of defence. Real good defence as well. Midfield for the top line. I don't know how good Jackson Irvine will be, so the exception of him, but the Man City guys, and then you add in like RDP, who you've got on sale, I see. But yeah, you've got top end midfield, but then it does kind of go thin. And Ndombele, fine. The Man City B team, fine. But like, this is like one big guide per goalkeeper. Unless you double up into team 1 with Rodri and KDB or Rodri and Bernie, and then you've got one of them for team 2, and then team 3, who would you be calling upon to do double mid or to even use as a mid? It's one of these types of guys, and it just gets, that just probably won't cut it often enough at limited. So mid, and don't get me wrong, like for team 3s and stuff, sure, like they'll probably be fine, but maybe need 1 or 2 more to be a bit more flexible. I do think you need more decisives in attack, but for team 1 and team 2, and again, like individually, like all these guys can be fine enough, I suppose, for the most part. We don't know what Seema's capable of for Brighton, or if he'll even stay or play or whatever. But Julian Alvarez at City or Atletico Madrid, who he's strongly linked to at the moment, and Buemo at Brentford, or maybe even Newcastle, by the way. Puardo, Egostine, who knows about the promotion situation, same with Afolayan. So yeah, I think you need more decisives up here. Getting Foden and Haaland back, nice. For Bruggen, Isak, Brobbey are the next few targets. For Mike 55, love that. Okay, so we've got Lewis, and then the last one after Lewis is Unknown Reg. And then we'll be back doing this again next week, guys. I've got a giveaway to do as well. Watch out for the members only video for that, for the details and all the rest of it. I'm giving away all my limiteds, basically. I've said it's been on since the transition thing. I don't need the stuff I don't need them. So I'm going to give them away to you guys who have been supporting the channel for the longest time. So thanks very much. Yeah, CT4. Good team, mate. And then this, we're looking at super rares, which will be a lot of fun, because this is something we don't get to do too often, and it's an interesting strategy to run with. But Lewis here, where's your handle again, Lewis? It was Lewis. Where are you? Black Ops LR. There we go. Under 23 as well. So let's just try the straight filter, see what that brings. It kind of halves your numbers here, which is fine. I'll have a look at this first and then go backwards. Oh, 2A, Mike 55. Can I catch you next time? I'll put you on first. 2A 55. I'll put you on first, buddy. It's getting past my bedtime. My missus will be raging with me. Shellandar, Slonina. I don't know where he's going, but you got to think he goes somewhere. Maybe Setford goes somewhere. That would be quality. And Ernst, is he playing? Yeah. No reason to think he's not. Apollo here. Let's see his scores. I think they've signed some Liège, haven't they? So I don't think we can count on him. So we're crossing our fingers on Slonina. We've got Ernst. We've got Shellandar. And we're crossing our fingers on Setford. Nice. I like this. Nice start. Bit of certainty there and a nice bit of quickly your situation could change for the better. Best to worst. TH fucking B. Wrench. 2 brilliant guys for team 1 and 2. It's single defense. And then when you scroll back here, is it double Dardai? No. But Dardai, Archie Brown, Sardella. There's enough guys here for team 3 and stuff. Even the better ones in the top row up here, a bit more track record, like Andrewy. But yeah, definitely going with the 2 teams you've definitely got, and then the 3rd team is possible with players that will be handy. The Castro guy we looked at before, he has a boss. Mamadou Sangare has got an L5 at 70 at Hartberg. Now, he's now transferred. He could be sleepy. He could be a wee sleeper, by the way. Now at Rapid Vienna. If I put the right screen on. Now at Rapid Vienna, but there's a bit of a Kante tribute act. Wow, we played up front one time. Wow, this guy just eats AA. Don't know if that's good being in a better team. Dorgi Nieper, not sure where he's moving. Mishu. Yeah, so there's Kang-In Lee, Mudrik, Isaac Price I'm a fan of, Sam Steen. This guy's got a good write-up as well, Malik Fofana. You've definitely got 2 teams of quality here. Quite fixture sensitive, but that's an under 23 thing. That's very hard to get away from in this region. So I wouldn't really weigh that against you too much, In attack, Ramos could get a great transfer, but at the moment, Adringa, Rots, both look good to go. Ohio's had a move. Where did Ohio move to? He moved to Utrecht. I knew it was. I just didn't want to see it. Utrecht is the ultimate team for taking a guy like this and turning them into an absolute player. So I've got a wee hunch that might work out well. Gift Orban, of course. Wow, huge sleeper card there. So yeah, for 2 teams, firepower is just about there, I think. I'm not too familiar with Cavi here or Bassett, but I think for 2 teams, man, this is like, mate, you'll be in amongst it. I don't know if you'll be regularly pushing towards the top of D1, but you'll definitely be in amongst D1, which means you get relegated sometimes and you win D2, you get promoted, So I definitely think you could realistically see yourself getting around there where your team sits now. Maybe the transfer or 2 of some of these guys maybe greatly improves your situation. But if Delorgi Nieper, if he stays there, I don't know how likely that is from some of the things, but if then you've got a double mid team and a single mid team, never mind if any of these guys are playing or back in form or whatever. For your 2 goalkeepers, no problem. And again, you've got the firepower to cover that. So for 2 teams as a base, with team 3 being like crossing our fingers on Slanina or Setford becoming viable, then like your defence you can choose from is there. And I think that the 3rd team is the interesting part, right? Because one thing you'll maybe have to do on occasion, or maybe you will do, is you'll play your best team in team 3 in the lowest division in the hope of winning it, if you just fancy your chances on that point. But you'll still want to play all 3 teams. And see, even having, you need a team that will get relegated first and foremost if you don't want to be in D1 anymore. But having a team that, even if you're going to put it in D1, like, isn't a total dead, like if the fixture does fall and like Kang-In gets an 80, then it's got some guys around it and maybe it just has the pure differential element to it because it's just guys that no one else would have put in that division. So I like what's going on here. And I think for 2 teams, you're really well set and you've got that springboard waiting to happen with midfield and defence as well, but maybe a little bit less so than in midfield. And forward, like if this gets to 3 teams, I start to get a wee bit itchy on who is nailed, who is scoring goals. So I don't know if there's quite enough 3 teams worth here of firepower. So that's where I'm at. But I think you'll do really well overall. Your first team will be brilliant. You'll have a really good first team with the amount of options you've got here. Of that, I'm very confident. So it's just team 2. I think you've got about enough quality for a competitive team 2. And like I say, you've got the underbelly of like a competitive team 3 as well. You'll win rewards that will supplement this as well. So yeah, I like that. And then unknown reg. Some strategy advice. Right, so it's not going to be on super rare since you've only got 6 of them. So let's have a wee peek, right? Strategy advice. Yeah, we're cross-region and stuff. And this is all for Classic. Okay, so Prem, what we're rocking with. 8 keepers, double Becker, double Emmy, double Ederson, and a Geordie. Definitely need to get some Ortega Morenos in your life at this stage, just to make sure you maintain this high level of quality you've got. Defenders, some of them are listed fine, but we've got the Man City defence, and then we've got an Aston Villa defence. I think you kind of need some of these guys, to be honest with you. I remember looking at this guy, like I remember, like, I've seen some of these guys coming in and out of your teams. I wonder if you've got like the idea of selling these guys and then pulling in like a Trent or something like that, which I could get behind, because I don't think these guys are all terribly different from one another. So if you could roll 3 of these into one power player, like you've got Aston Villa, you've got City defence, and then you just need a power player or 2 to fill that void for absolute depth here. Bruno G, Rodri, De Bruyne, captains in 3 teams here. Double Rodri, double De Bruyne. Wow, Bernie as well as Luiz. Obviously, he's not in this region anymore, or this competition. Wow, midfielders cooking. It does feel so powerful, but there's not much behind it. So, like, if De Bruyne's out, you're really like you get hit doubly as hard. So it's just an insurance policy thing to think about in the future. But starting off, if everyone's fit and available, like, wow, top quality here. Ollie Watkins in attack with Haaland, 2 Haalands. That's 3 teams there. Then you've got kickers. Diaby's probably leaving, sadly, but Doku, Bailey, Diaz. Who knows about Alvarez? But yeah, like that a lot, man. Really strong, quality centric. I think that's 2 keepers. Sadly, I don't think Galashi's going to make it this season. Grimaldo and Upamecano, Tapsoba. They're the only ones I'd be really, Hinchapi maybe, the only ones I'd really be looking to call upon this year. But again, some good options. Midfield, it's just that Musiala and Kimmich are cool. I don't think you can think about Leimer. In Leverkusen, you can maybe get, this is like 2 teams of midfield in my eyes, just because it is free, right? So you get 4 from Leverkusen, you can play them across 2 teams, obviously, but like some of them just don't start that consistently. There's a lot of rotation there, so it's unlikely in my eyes that many games you'll have all 4 of these guys going into a team. Obviously, fingers are crossed for that, but you could do with maybe a wee bit of, and then for 3 teams, you're cool, man. Like Kane, Sané, Boniface, team 1, 2, 3. The second string guys are maybe a wee bit lackluster if somebody's injured or suspended or known to be rotated. But again, that's something you can deal with later. Very good, solid start. La Liga, 3 strikers, all quality. I think Rafinha is really good and a bit underrated, but Rodrigo's position might be a wee bit more under scrutiny this year, so it's maybe not quite as tippy top, but let's see how it shakes out at Real Madrid. In midfield, RDP, Barrios for the future, Gundo. Yeah, how many keepers do we have? 2. Defense is cool. Yeah, I just think midfield is maybe sus. Real Madrid is fine. Just about got RDP and Gundo. Yeah, so Liga is fine. Nice kind of basis of what's going on there. And then Serie A, Liga, and that's it, isn't it? Let's just put those guys on. Chevalier, Bezo, Bulka. Chesney probably goes to Monza. Teresiano. Some of these guys are under 23, which is why I'm kind of hesitating, but you've got good defence, man. You've got a good champion rare base here for sure. Do we have the power in midfield? No. There is guys here. There is workable guys here for sure. Maybe it's just because I've been looking at Rodri's and De Bruyne's everywhere. Oh, news to this is, I thought it was best to worst for some reason, but yeah, that's all right. But your midfield is fine. It just needs a captain or 2 in that. Discount Mbappe, of course, but forwards are quality. Top row, no problem. Second string, I fancy as well to do handy for you. I think you've got enough goals in attack here. For 3 teams, you're looking at 4 there, in between Gonzalez, Satriano, Beltran, Kuami. You've definitely got another option or 2 there. So yeah, I quite like that. Strong. You've just got a wee bit more firepower to get, but I like what you've got going on. Muric is Prem. Well, gives you a wee bit of cover for that Ederson thing. Again, we've got the keepers in here, don't we? We've got 3. We've got Mantle, Folan, Meslier, Destinoglu. That's fine. Defence. I don't think your defence quality is much different to a lot of other galleries we've looked at. And every time I've looked at them, I'm never blown away with certainty or quality. The midfield, just certainly get L5s and 15s that look good up here, but Gedson, Schufs, Terea, these guys are all quite volatile. Rashika should be better than what he is. This Pardo guy, fine, he could be something. But yeah, the midfield's a wee bit soft. Firepower and attack, bring it on. Balikwisha, I hope, moves to Celtic, so that will hopefully be a great card in another region. Be a great card in this region for as long as he's there. And yeah, the firepower's cool. Firepower's cool. Goalkeepers are cool. Defense is just like it is the guys in this region, you know, Davidsons and Nelsons, and then Bosch, Alderweireld, Matsuako. You change camera, guys. Sorry, battery's died on that one. But Archie Brown, Amarte, Callum Chambers. Callum Chambers has went to Cardiff, so that could be good. But yeah, so I just think this region's it's a kind of a hard one to, I think, win. You know, so there's some meta teams in it. Without a bit more power, I just don't know if that's on too much. A wee bit of an EU, non-EU thing here with Vargas, but otherwise, I think, yeah, so we've got 3 keepers there when that crossover's on. Pavlovic probably changes region. Tin Plavletic spot is an old favourite of mine. Omar Solé is always threatening to leave. Handel. Dedic I'm a big fan of. No rumours of him going away, so you maybe get good use out of him this year. So let's say Dedic, Plavletic, Handel, Solé. Let's imagine if Solé doesn't leave. You've probably got just about enough going here. And then, yeah, Kjaergaard, Sucic, I'm fans of. Lucas is good. Maxime Lopez, who are you at? Sassuolo, nice. He could be amazing, by the way, if he stays in Serie B. Better check out news for him. Be surprised if he stayed. Capaldo. And then an attack. Fitzy, Inigo, Konate is also making headlines today. Nene. Yeah, firepower is cool for 3 teams, I think, here. It's quite Salzburg heavy, but you do have the non-Salzburg stuff going on. Yeah, I really like that. I think Contenders is good fun for you. I just think, like, your champion's so good. I get the point of having, like, a challenger footprint, but I don't think this is something I would be too high on. Like, it needs too much work, I think, defence and midfield to match the quality of striker. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll probably still do well in D3s and D2s and stuff like that. Only kind of better move this camera just so I'm actually looking at these. But yeah, it's hard to imagine some of those potential lineups that we see on that completely smashing, and that's what holds me back. But I think in Champion, you're definitely fighting. There's some things we went through at the time definitely kind of ironed out. Let's have a wee peek at under 23, because there was under 23 keepers there, like Mamardashvili, Destinoglu, who again maybe fucks the region with him and play him in under 23. Is there someone at the bottom there? Sorry, no. In defence, is this any of the better players? Oh, yeah, could be Pavletic, Loco, top of the obvious ones that maybe go into the champion teams, obviously. Yeah, Kubarsi, Lenny Yoro. By the way, you could have a really good under 23 thing on the go here. But yeah, I would flavour the under 23 element of your gallery against any consolidation you make. Like if you do sell out of some challenger guys or something like that, I would maintain any ones that are under 23, because you've got, like, you could be really competitive, I think, under 23. You've got some really good picks here. Champion cards aside, but champion cards do help it as well. if you fancy yourself. Under 23 is good for you, mate. Let's get the pop-out chat moved over as well so I can see what we're saying. I think this is the end of the show anyway, guys. Let me catch up with the live chat. I'll sit and chill with these. It's better to focus. So this is Andre Nusko, who we're on at the moment. If you find the time to review, my question is it better to focus 100% on Classic or use my 5 to 10k budget to play in season? For example, buy 4 Bayern and use Classic Kane in season. So if you're spending money on the game right now, I would definitely, if you're coming in with a wallet like that, I would definitely be spending the majority of it on open auctions, because I do think auctions is where you're getting all the bang for buck at the moment. With not just the card pricing, you might be saying, "Well, Quinny, everything is like 4x today." That's going to tail off shortly, and all the incentives are doing, we're giving you extra essence, extra cards, or whatever. Like, that's just crazy. Like, you know, and they have kind of said, like, if you buy good cards, you'll get good cards as your free one. Like, that's built into the RNG of it all. I just think on auctions, your money can go a lot further for particular cards, and you get so many added bonuses to it. And those cards will eventually become classic anyway. So I personally would, if I'm buying cards, I'm buying new season ones. Like if I'm coming in with a strategy, where do I start from zero? I have a wallet ready to go. Then I would be trying to hunt down as many. Getting a classic Kane is still something to do for the strategy. So you get 1 classic card per team. So I would definitely still try and save money with the premium guys as your classic kicker. But for like the starting keeper, the nailed centre back, there's a lot of guys you'll be able to get in season at not eye-watering prices, especially once there's been a few days of issues. And what you'll see with contenders now, especially with the Rangers and Celtic cards, which do hold a premium, is you should see some sort of trend that might replicate itself for the champion cards when we get the champion release in 2 weeks from now. Volsgammer, we looked at him earlier, didn't we? Haustenberg. A guy. I'll stay with these for a wee minute, guys, while I catch up on the chat. But yeah, Andre, I think I would try, if you've got that, especially if you get that much of a budget, mate, I would definitely be getting as many of the free stuff as you can get. My idea was to buy cheap in-season cards. That's exactly the way to go, mate. Gonzalo Ramos has been linked to... who was linked to Ramos? Was it maybe AC Milan? No problem. Kyle, wasn't it? Lewis, sorry, I beg your pardon. No problem, Lewis. My pleasure. Thanks for the support. Thanks for picking up your season ticket. And I hope this is the first stream of many, my man. But yeah, my battery's died on the main camera, guys. I'm just sitting chilling, unwinding before we get going. They got Morata. Yeah, it's not AC then. Who was it? It escapes me at the moment. Is it maybe a Prem team? Is it maybe like a Villa? I can't remember now. I see that many rumours. It's hard to keep up. But you're right, Morata to AC is the main transfer for them after missing out on Xerxes. Magnus Mattson for some quality in midfield, just like you advised. Nice. Thanks, Cameron. Well done, mate. I seen you coming in there. Just started watching the stream. Thanks. Thinking you just started. Yeah. Got my first lineup since end of last year. Last season on Friday, FC Midgetland. Love it, Cameron. Good to hear, my man. Will I regret choosing Fulkrug and Dux over Undav? What's happening with Fulkrug? He's been linked to somebody. Who wants him again? Is it AC Milan? Yeah, that could be brutal. I think at Morata as well. Was it AC Milan or was it Inter? Dux is fine. 2 guys are better than 1, mate. Most of the time. Let's have a look. Let's just look at some Celtic stuff because I want to. Oh, this is cool. They've added the wee badges into the filter. 13 rares are on at the moment. Who do we have? A Scaldini, a Dyson, Calmac, Rocky, Seagrist, Yang, Bane, Moore, Welshie, UK, Palma, Odenholm. That's some nice rares coming out. Will this be the cheapest Palma ever? Oh, nice. I guess some of them must have went. What did the McGregor go for? $12 ago. Nice. Don't forget a wee offer. This is probably, what, 2x what I'll probably end up selling for. Just the way the rare and the super rare pricings went so far. Not McGregor, sorry, I just want to see Celtic. Cards. Still got the old ones out on instant. No, it's manager sales. Season. Current season. Let's have a look. So 2 uniques, 5 super rares have went. Bane went for £100. Wow. Kyogo for 500. AJ 700. AJ for McBride. He got something today. Carter Vickers has got 12 minutes to go. He's looking at about 500, maybe moves up to about 6 or something. Decent prices for in-season supers, by the way. And then, yeah, decent prices. Bambi. Bambi's a Tim. Can we look at the Rangers ones? I'm curious. Let's see, 8 supers. Oh, none have completed yet. Okay. 2 uniques, I guess none of them have completed either. No. Be interesting to see. Like, does Tavernier go for more than Vickers with the Saudi stuff hanging over him? That'll be an interesting one to watch out for. But thanks again to all the Fs. Better sit in the right place since we've got the camera here. But thanks to all the members. Thanks for everyone that joined the stream tonight. Thanks to the couple of members that picked up their season ticket ahead of the new year. It's been good fun doing normally we do the gallery review stuff we did in this stream as a private stream, but we just did it all kind of public. So normally we do the lineup builder public where everyone can jump into the chat and see what's going on. I just thought tonight we've not done a public one in a wee while, so we'll just get that done and dusted. And we do have a giveaway. Watch out for the members only video explaining. I'm giving away all my limiteds, and make sure you enter that before the next time we get together. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.
Terrible.